needs to be. One and then the other. All right, let's try this part again. Hey, Creighton Outdoors. Bronze list, Hungarian Rhapsody #1. Wanna let go of my pinky there? Yes, I can. Yes, it's a tiny child. It's my little baby boy. All right. And you are buttoned. Your treat's at the bottom of the stairs. Go find it. Okay, let's see if we can't try this part again. You taking a nosedive? Here, we'll go like this. You getting tired? That'd be great. Oh, on the 13th? Nice. Good for you. What are you doing? Wow. There we go. All right, sounds good. Thanks so much, Creighton, for joining in. Subscribe. Got plenty of stuff going on my channel. Really appreciate it. Ah, singing. Nice. I I gotta keep working on that part. I'm not being as consistent as I want there. What type of singing? Like doing a pop with tracks, doing classical with an accompanist. Nope. That part I know pretty well now. That's where I go. That's feeling pretty good. Hey, an F. You want My Heart Will Go On? We can do that. We could do that. My heart will go on. Isn't that the song from the Titanic? It totally is. bud. Let's try something else. Yeah, we could do Misty. I'm seeing nothing new. Yeah, we could do a little bit of, oh, Here I Am to Worship. We can do a little bit of a request hour. I probably should practice a little more, but sorry, I'm drinking my coffee that's off the screen. Hi, Luis. We got Jesus is Lord, and we got Luke VB. We got NF. Where's the Misty request? It's Luke VB. All right, let's do some Misty. We'll do Misty first. We haven't done some jazz. Yeah, I see Here I Am to Worship. Don't worry. I see that in there. No need to keep spamming. It's all good. We're going to try to get him to sleep here. If he doesn't, then I might have to take a break, put him to bed. Thank you. Definitely do some ballad at some point. There's a lot of songs. I'm gonna get to the end of Misty, then we'll go on to others. Oh, thank you. All right, I'm trying to go semi in order. If I miss something, it's because a lot of people are working on chat, which is kind of cool. Not in my arms. I mean, sometimes I do in my arms, but right now we got a baby sitting here on my lap. I cannot remember how the song goes, so we're gonna listen to a little bit of it. Okay. Let's just try. Can you sleep here? Try. Alright, let's try. We'll do this chord progression, then maybe we'll do some ballad. Alright. You want to go like this? Is that better? He's trying to figure out whether he wants to sleep here or whether he wants to sleep in his crib. There you go. Oh, I won't do a minor 9 because you didn't want a minor 9. You wanted a minor 7. That's moody. This is for Luis. Chord progression over this. was kind of fun. So you got C minor. In C minor, you got B flat and E flat. That sound really good. Then we go to G. That's not gonna sound as good. So you can keep the B flat. The A is the real money note, though. Yeah. But then when you go to B flat, and then when you go to the F minor, you get the G back. I guess you don't lose the G between this. Actually, G is the only constant note, right? Oh yeah, D flat major 7, that'd be real nice. I'm gonna skip rush E. I've played rush E like every single time that we've been doing one of these. So probably not gonna do rush E. Sorry, I'm just responding to something. Perfect by Pink. Yeah, well, we can definitely do Perfect by Pink. Okay. I need to look that up, though. I played like 2 songs by Pink in my life. If you've got any questions about anything. Oh, the ballad? Okay, you asked a while ago. This is not something I know off the top of my head. So we're going to just take a crack at it. I mean, I know of this, of course. Okay, all right, that's fine. Thanks for tuning in. 4:45. Yeah, get some sleep. Whew. Oh, this one, yes. All right. Let's use this foot for a pedal. He's close. It's okay, bud. Go back to sleep. It's all good. Where are you going? Where are you going? Yeah, stay with Dad. All right. Let's try this sleeping position again. Let's see if this does it for you. Keep the sharps in there. this right. Man, I might need to learn this. This is not actually as challenging as I thought it was. I'm not gonna lie, Chopin, this is your favorite piece of all time. Yeah, Chopin's really interesting. I think Chopin is extremely approachable. Like, that's not even a joke. Somebody yesterday was talking about, I'll play some lists for you. I can do the Liebstrom. I know the Liebstrom really well. But anyway, let me finish this point about Chopin. Someone yesterday was talking about Bach, and they were like, I want to learn Bach really well. And Bach, especially if you're a beginner, is like a huge pain. Yes, I know. I know the piece gets a lot harder. Don't get me wrong. I'm not dismissing. I've heard the ballad many times throughout. That's the first time I've actually ever tried playing it. Very nice. Bach, though, like every bit of Bach is a pain. Like, seriously, just every bit of Bach is kind of a pain. As your brain gets more programmed to thinking in that Baroque style, it's not as bad. But like, I remember thinking I was quite an inadequate pianist a long time ago because I was trying to play some Bach and it was kicking my butt. It was the Italian Concerto. Mozart is that way for me too. Like, Mozart is a huge pain. I like just the mean mug right now. It's pretty awesome. I probably should keep doing my Hungarian Rhapsody because that's the piece I'm actually trying to learn. But just for fun, how about we just do a little bit of Liebstrom? Just for kicks. Five, 7 of the 3 to the 1. Are you talking about minor 3 or major 3? Because you're showing it like it's major 3. I just want to make sure I'm explaining the right thing. We can certainly talk secondary dominants though, because secondary dominants are a huge, huge thing. They happen all the time, and that's a fairly important subject no matter what you're doing. Just drinking some coffee. Yeah, okay, so yes, Luis is getting the right idea. It depends on what you're talking about, though. Awesome, sweet. Well, hello from the United States. That's sweet that I got somebody from Italy watching. Okay, so here's the deal. Dominant is just going to be, oh, that's not terrible. I mean, it's the next day, right? So or wait, no, is that 12? Oh, is that like literally like midnight? Whatever. It doesn't matter. You can correct me in a bit whether it's the middle of the day or the middle of the night. I don't know. But let's talk chords. We're in C major. We got dominant sevenths. The big dominant 7, the 5/7 of 1 is just going to be G7, right? Piece of cake. Everybody knows that. Now, classical musicians like to think in one key. This is very different from jazz musicians. I just got a ton of flack. It was one of my best performing videos recently. I did a video on how pop is harder than jazz, or jazz is easier than you think. And the main point I was trying to make is jazz theory is awesome. It's the easiest theory, in my opinion. Classical theory, like you're talking about, the resolution and cadences and secondary dominance, and I know, and everybody flipped out, Luis. And my whole point that I was trying to make is Yes, I am that guy. Jazz theory is a hack. It's a hack on how to understand music. So sorry, Thomas, we're not going to go there right now because I don't want to get into the weeds of that. But jazz is so awesome about harmony, and I highly recommend you learning jazz theory, but that's not helpful for right now because you're trying to learn secondary dominance, and that's a classical theory thing. So back to classical world. Sorry, I'm getting off track. Classical world, we have one key. One key. We don't get to change keys until we change keys. Then we're in a different key, but we're not dealing with that. One key. So we're in C major. We got our chords. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Dominant is always 5. Now, here's the thing with classical. The function never changes. So if we have a dominant chord, it's always going to be a dominant chord. It's always going to be 5. But that 5 can go to a variety of different places. That 5 can go to 2. The 5 can go to 3. The 5 can go to 4. The 5 can go to 5. If that's confusing, it's because it is. It is actually confusing. And you kind of just have to memorize each of those. So for example, in C major, 5 of 2 would be A7. So you have an A7th chord, and that resolves to 2. Now, I said you have to memorize them, but you can, of course, use the fact that they are close to each other. Here, I'm going to put this guy down for a second and try to get my phone charging because it wants to die on me. Ah, man. Okay, almost there. Okay, there we go. We're charging so we can keep going. You've settled down, bud. Okay, so there's a way to figure them out. It's just slow. So let's say you're doing 5 of 2. You just have to go up 5 from 2, right? And again, this is another super confusing thing. You have half steps where you have to only count the intervals, and then you have numbers. Yes, Luis, and that is the goal. The goal is just to have it be automatic. And that's true of anything in music. Learn the way to find it so that you can second check yourself. But if you really care about being good at music theory, you have to drill. Drill, drill, drill. This is a lot like doing multiplication. If you can do times tables in your head, math becomes relatively straightforward. If you have to count on your fingers, 8, 16, 24, 32, it's gonna take forever. And it's the exact same with any of these music theory concepts. So anyway, getting back to secondary dominance. Let's say you want to find the 5 of 2. You start on D, because that's 2. So one thing at a time. What's 2? 2 is D. Then you count up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's going to be A. And it's always a dominant 7th chord. What is a dominant 7th chord? 4 half steps up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Major 3rd, right? 3 half steps up. Minor 3rd. 1, 2, 3. And then another 3 half steps. 1, 2, 3. We got our dominant 7th chord. So we got dominant 7th going down to 2. Same now when we get to your example, which was 5 of 3. 5, 7 of 3. So we start on E. That's 3. Then we go up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, I counted E. When you're going up numbers, you count the note you start on. When you're going up half steps, you don't count the note you're starting on. The best way to remember that is half steps are counting distance, whereas numbers are always counting scale degrees. So you're actually, it's almost like you're replacing letters with numbers. So you're on E, you go up to B, and then you get a dominant 7th chord. And so now we have B7, and we go back to E. In a very formal context of what do these chords actually do? Well, for it to be a secondary dominant, they tend to have to resolve and work like a secondary dominant. So for example, let's imagine you've got a chord progression. You're on C, and you go 1, 4, 5, and then 1 again. And then down to 6. Now 5 of 3 to 3. and then maybe 4, and then 5, and then 1, and then maybe you actually then do the 5 of 6, which is E7, by the way, going to 6, and then maybe then you go to 2, and then you go to a, just because now I'm showing off, you go to a Neapolitan 6, and then you go to a cadential 6/4. Now, what that really shows is not something you should immediately get right away. If that was confusing to you, that just means that you're not going through you haven't spent the last 25 years of your life doing classical harmony. You will get there. It's all these little steps, just like we were talking about with the math analogy. So start out right now with the secondary dominants, drill yourself constantly. When I was in this phase, I was doing it in the car. You're driving somewhere. You hear a song and you're like, okay, maybe you can hear what pitch the song is in because you have perfect pitch. Maybe you just know what song it is, right? You're listening, you hear Don't Stop Believing, right? And you're like, okay, we're in E major. All right, what if I had the 5/7 of 7 in E major, which is a crazy, 5/7s of 7s don't really ever happen. 5/7s of flat 7 happen, but 5/7s of 7s are super rare. But for the sake of analogy, let's figure it out. The 7 of E is D sharp. So the 5/7 of 7 would go up, D sharp, then we have E. So, sorry, D sharp, that's 1. Then E would be 2. Then F would be 3. G would be 4. A would be 5. But because it's D sharp, it needs to be A sharp. So now we're on A sharp. And then we have A sharp 7. Ugh, very ugly chord. A sharp, C double sharp, E sharp, and G sharp. What an ugly chord. I mean, it doesn't sound ugly because it's actually B flat 7. But written that way, it's really ugly. So we have that, and then we go to our... And that's why nobody does it, because a 7 chord is not very functional as a arrival place because it's a diminished chord. So probably way more than you wanted to get into, Thomas. But that is honestly, like, I geek out about this stuff all the time. Yes. Okay. Here's and it's funny because I just made a video about this, Thomas. You're a perfect example. I mean this in the nicest way possible of exactly the video I just made, which is perfect pitch comes with its weak points, because I had to learn all of the music theory to get to the point where my ear was even somewhat close to where your ear was from birth. Like, I never was able to hear things until I knew enough theory to put them in a context. What I find a lot with people with perfect pitch is they never had to learn music theory because it was never challenging to find the notes. So in many ways, now you can remedy that and you can become the best of both worlds. And to me, those are the greatest musicians. The greatest musicians are the ones that can read music really well, they have perfect pitch, and they understand music theory like crazy. But you don't find that very often, because why would you learn music theory? Why do I even need to know that this is an E if I just hear it as an E? And that's what you find. So that is very much what ends up happening. So anyway, let's play a little bit of Liszt. And if anybody has any more questions, I'm happy to answer. It's kind of fun mixing up a little bit of playing with some music theory talk. right, bud. You need to go to sleep. Oh, thank you. All right, let's... Pacifier, here's your pacifier. All right, we're going to try one more time getting him to fall asleep here. Otherwise, we'll go. Main reason I do this is how he falls asleep. He must know there's a camera on because, and that's probably true because I'm talking too much. But yes, this song is full, chock full of secondary dominants. Liszt does something called thematic transformation or something like that. Thematic something or other. If you listen, the same melody just happens over and over and over again, just in different keys. That's the way the whole thing is structured. All right, we're about to get back into some Liszt. Okay, here we go. You lost your pacifier again. Yeah, this song is totally filled with them. Let me look at that. That's it. Can you make it to the end of the piece, bud? Can you make it to the end of the piece? Praise? What thing have you never seen before? A baby? This is a baby, by the way. This right here is what you call a small human. You all were one at some point. Okay, let's see if we can make it to the end of the piece. Otherwise, if he falls asleep, then we can do praise. If he doesn't, I'm gonna need to take him and try to put him to bed because he's not happy right now. thank you. Gaspar de la Nuit. That sounds so familiar. I cannot remember that part. One. Oh, Ravel. No, I'm not. So a little bit while I look up praise. I praise in the valley. Do, 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 do. Right? Is that? Let everything that has breath. That's right. I remember the song. We can do that song. Yes, it's very, 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 very hard. So my background, I got my degree in classical. I absolutely adore Liszt. I played quite a bit of Liszt. Hey, Alvar. Oh, thanks so much. I played quite a bit of Liszt. I did some Schoenberg. I did some of that. I have kind of a problem with all the like Frenchy tongue-in-cheek sort of composers. Like I never really got that into them. Not to say that the stuff they didn't do is good, but if I had the choice between a French composer that was doing kind of silliness, or something kind of fuddy-duddy, if you will, sort of like, all whatever, I don't know, like Debussy. Of course I've played Debussy, but like Debussy, Ravel, Bartok's another one I didn't really touch too much. To me, it's like way more like, hey, how's it going, little Kiki? Play Mercy by Shawn Mendes. Yeah, let me do some praise and then we'll get into it. Yeah, to me, it's the choice was always like play a Russian or like Liszt or maybe a German. So, all right. Thomas Maria Mara, oh, you're still around, yeah. The worship songs, if you play worship songs, are a fantastic way to practice secondary dominance. So the chorus of this song is 6, E minor, going to C, 4, going down to 1. Hey, Pine's cool. Yeah, we'll see. And then going to 5. So you can actually practice your secondary dominance going to each of the next chords. So I'm going to do 5 of 4. I'm going to do 5 of 1. And then 5 of 5. Thank you. Oh, and then diminished chords. Oh, yeah. So okay. So then. what people will do a lot of times with these is they'll do diminished chords. They'll walk up, right? Yeah, oh yeah, going into the, like, for example, the chorus, a little awkward with that, like, I have a reason to praise, oh my soul, oh no, no. Then you can do like, praise, oh my soul. And then you do the classic 5. And then you do your minor. Oh, thank you for the subscription. I'm going to get to some other, you want Shawn Mendes Mercy. We'll do a little bit of that. Mendes Mercy. Hang on 2 seconds. My children are asking for things on the App Store, which is totally fine. Do 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 do. Why are you telling Julissa to hush? She can absolutely request some stuff. She or he, I guess names are always tricky. I have no idea. Okay, Shawn Mendes Mercy. Shawn Mendes Mercy. We will do a little bit of that, then we will definitely do some of that. So we'll do a little. We're gonna make everybody happy. Don't you worry. We'll do we can do some Million Dreams. We could do some Interstellar. Um, Give me 2 seconds. This baby conked out, and I'm gonna get this snack really, really quick. Yeah, you're the one chatting the most, so just chill. Just chill for 2 seconds. We're back. Yeah, I mean, one person's. Thank you, Trumpet David. Thank you, Connors. We'll do hey, hi from the United States. That's cool, Turkey. You asked that earlier, Luis. I completely forgot to answer. If you ask me my absolute favorite ones, I love classical. I love progressive rock. Those are probably my top number one, top number two. But in terms of in general, I have played so much music in my life. I am a music lover. Like, there are certainly things that I don't like as much, but my main point of contention is if a human being wrote it, then it's probably worth listening to and understanding and appreciating. Uh, Hi, CKM Wrestling. Let's do this chord progression from Trumpet David. A minor, D minor, G, C. Oh, okay. This sounds an awful like this. And then I'm always thinking, oh, thank you. Yes, the baby's asleep now. Glad You're Settling by Jessica Bao. 14 by Bella Lambert. Yeah, I mean, I'm just popping around. I mean, in many ways, I may start playing back my classical stuff, or I may need to get done because I need to go feed some children. But thank you so much. This is fun. Again, I'm trying to bring in a couple different people. Yeah, so A minor, D minor, G, C, F, B. That's actually a lot of things, right? That's actually fly me to the moon, make me play among the stars. I am not ignoring you, little Kiki. I have played a lot of your stuff. There you go. I'm going to play 344 by John Cage. Well, we'll do that at the very end. This is what we'll do. We'll have our own community performance of 344. I will just, at the end of this live stream, turn off the live stream and everybody set a timer for 3 minutes and 44 seconds. I actually really appreciate John Cage because he pointed out a lot of the hypocrisy and the problems of modern classical music, for sure. All right. Let's see. We're actually going to play some of my tunes because I want to start working on this music to, again, I'm preparing basically for a recital. Ooh, maybe we'll also do some Vince Guaraldi. I got some Vince Guaraldi in here. I also got Victor's piano solo from, what is that? Corpse Bride? Yeah, that's Corpse Bride. Before we get there, though, I'm going to play a couple of my pieces because, again, I'm trying to prepare for a recital, and I want to do some of my music, some of everybody else's. Here we go. That's actually, I don't know if you're asking if you want to hear Dvorak or you're saying, is that Dvorak? That's one of my pieces that I wrote called Purpose. It's written for one of my kids. We're gonna do one more of my pieces, and then we might mess around with some other stuff, and then probably call it quits. Got children that are getting hungry. All right, here we go. Oh, thank you. You guys are funny. You get intense, you get fight, and then you're back off. It's pretty funny. It's all good. All good. I mean, as long as you're not spamming, you are all good for me. Symphony number 9 from the New World. Yes, we could definitely do that. And then, even though I'm having a blast, I think it's probably time for me to get going so that I can make sure some. We're gonna see if we can't. We're gonna be a little ridiculous, and we're gonna do like a full score piano reduction of this because we can. Really? Wow. Yeah, Jen, I don't really appreciate that. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Okay. People are nuts. Bum, bum. All right, we need to get to the cool part, the one that everybody knows. Do 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 do. This seemed like a good idea at the time. I'm not necessarily sure that this was a good idea anymore. So crazy. It is a lot of notes. Is it very clear? Okay, here we go. This is what I wanted. All right. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Ace Bear, sorry that you're saying hi right at the end of this. Go ahead and subscribe, though. Should be able, any minor chord on the right. Hold on. I'm sorry. I will read your message, Luis, because it's interesting to me. But thanks so much, everybody. I'm going to try my best to keep as regular with this as possible because it's a blast to, it fills two things at the same time. I want to build up a real community. Oh, thank you so much. I want to build up a real community around classical music, nerding out around classical music, and then music in general, and being honest and being fair and encouraging. Like, that to me is the weird space with music. Most of the people who have a lot of knowledge just want to show people how smart they are and talk down to everybody else. Most of the people without knowledge want to be extremely encouraging but have nothing to say. And I think we really need to find a way to get the knowledgeable people to be encouraging and helpful. And that's what we really want to do. Sorry, Julissa, however you say your name. We're going to be done for now. I want to read this, though. I just discovered this voicing. Any minor chord on the right, the bass note 1/2 step up from the root of the minor chord. D minor over E flat. Okay. Yeah. So, think about what you're actually doing there. You're basically making a F, in that particular instance, you're making an F13 shape, and then the root is just not at the bottom. So you're basically making this shape, and again, it's super useful in a ton of things. Because the F, it implies more that it's like an F13 versus like, say like a B sharp 9 chord. Although you could argue it's a B sharp 9, B7 sharp 9, flat. Yeah, there's a couple other variations of this, but you're on the right track to unlock a ton of junk. Major triads, bass note. Minor triads, bass note. So for example, I did a lot of stuff with a Steely Dan cover band for a while. You know. Thank you, Connors. Well, hopefully I will see you again soon. Otherwise, again, I post videos that are long-form videos are kind of like about musical topics and getting in the weeds of things. And then the short-form videos are mostly entertaining. And I'm trying to do live streams where I'm doing classical. Anyway, really quick theory point because you got me excited, Luis, and then I've got to go. Awesome. I really appreciate it. And you've been great because I love theory questions and thinking about theory because it's good. And I don't get to do it enough. Okay, I actually just made a short video about this. When will I be live again? I'm hoping tomorrow should be no, tomorrow's going to be a problem. I may be live in the morning. So literally like 6 hours earlier, or 8 hours earlier than I was today, depending on what that is in your time zone. Because morning Central Time in the United States. Because I got to go visit family. So Saturday and Sunday are going to be tough. But during the week, I want to get fairly regular. I can almost do it at this time almost every day. And that's the idea here. Awesome. Okay, so actually, for all the people who are in South Africa, you know, all those countries to the east, it should be a better time, not a worse time, because it will be technically earlier and you guys are ahead. So it's like evening time for us here, but you know, you do it in the morning, there'll be more evening time for you guys. Anyway, theory, chords. Take a C major chord. Now, if I play B flat in the bass, I get a really cool C7 voicing. If I play A in the bass, I get a really nice A minor 7 voicing. If I play an A flat in the bass, I get That's a hilarious thing. I get an A flat major 7 sharp 5 chord. I play G on the bass. We got C over G. So the point that I'm making is, if you want to create a lot of cool harmonies and you want to do it real fast, do it with a triad in your right hand and a single note in your left hand. Try that out. The extra credit would be to figure out what chord it actually is you're spelling. Because what you're going to find is you're going to reinvent the wheel a lot, and people do this all the time. So for example, B flat major, and then you have C in the bass. Very common voicing. People will call it B flat over C. It's actually a C sus. So anyway, the best way to distract me into staying longer is to ask theory questions, because I can't stop myself from answering theory questions. Anyway, beautiful, beautiful piano theory. Anytime you have any topic conversation, go ahead. Check out my channel, Robert Monroe. It's wonderful. Yes, you absolutely can rewatch the broadcasts, because I am leaving anyone up as long as it doesn't have something super embarrassing that happens, because I do have a bunch of young kids. So sometimes they, like literally when I tried to start this broadcast, they did stuff. So anyway, Yari, what did I think about tension in music? We will get to that later. So, all right, I will see you guys later. Peace out. Bye.